in many areas, the final interpretation of laws will lie with the Court of Justice in Luxembourg. So, and that gives us at least, or should give you certain concerns, insofar that the interpretation of Irish constitutional law will have to be made in accordance with the EU constitution. And yeah, I think that is something which should be thought through. And as I told you also, there's, I can show it to anybody who's interested later. I just came across a study studying 9 member states' constitution with the Charter, EU Charter, and where they came to the conclusion that Germany's and Ireland's constitution were those which were the least, let's say, in line or the least compatible with the Charter. So without specifically wanting to mention the habeas corpus action, which from the principle it embodies should not be endangered, threatened anyway, but that simply, I mean, the principles laid down in the Irish Constitution will be subject to an interpretation on the grounds of the EU Constitution.
May I add a practical example? Maybe from the past now, but in Spain with ITA, not from the past, but actual example. If, for instance, Spain or the UK would ask to take you for some suspicion of some crime, then the Irish judge shall only ask, what is your name? And if your name is what is wanted, the Irish authorities are obliged to deliver you for eventually 4 years prison in Spain without being put for a judge.
That's insane.
That's possible. I don't say it happened. I just say that is possible. The Irish judge will not be allowed to ask you on the content on your crime or your lack of the crime, if you're innocent or not. The Irish judge will only be allowed to state that this is the right person, and then to deliver him for a court case in Spain. And I can understand there are completely different ways of fearing. In my country, salmonella is more often cause for deaths than terror. So we stick to our principle that 24 hours you can be in prison, and after 24 hours you have to be before a judge, and if the judge do not prison you, then you are a free man.
Under what provision, Jens Peter?
This is already now. It's the law already now under the.
In relation to the treaty.
Yes, it's a part of the Lisbon Treaty as well. The difference is it can now be done by qualified majority, according to the Lisbon Treaty. But it's a rule when you if you are under terror suspicion, the Irish judge may not put other questions to you. Just deliver a person to a British judge or to a Spanish judge.
But that's repugnant to natural justice.
But this is a decision taken in the European Union on the basis of the Justice and Home Affair paragraphs.
Well,
and in my view, this is a wrong decision.
Sorry, that's incompetent.
Sorry, I just wanted to...
We're not here to discuss.
I know, but it's...
I just explained how it is.
I just wanted to just double check on the democracy argument. Like, our MEPs, like, let's pretend that we don't have an issue with doing away with countries. We don't have a problem living in a continental, under a continental government. Just pretend that, but we like the idea of democracy. Our MEPs have a popular mandate. And at lower levels there are politicians with popular mandates. Now the Commission doesn't have a popular mandate. The Council of Ministers doesn't have a popular mandate, it's indirect. And again with the judiciary there's no popular mandate there. I'm just wondering, they're saying that what is going to be the level of control both by those with a popular mandate, such as our MEPs, over the administration, bureaucracy and judicial?
Can I just say one little word about that? Already, you know, in so many of these things, it is a bit of a blank check. So this is what it says, but in fact what it says, we don't know what it means until the European Court of Justice decides what it means, etc. Yes, the Parliament certainly has a part to play in legislation, But where there's a key issue and the council really doesn't want it and the commission really don't want it, it's not going to happen.
So basically, the say of the voter through the directly elected representative
Yes.
is only for declaration.
Well, you know, it's almost as if the commission and council say, well, look, we didn't want it that way, but we can live with that. We have debates, and Jens Peter can tell you this too. We might debate the night before a vote, and the commission will get up and they'll say, okay, well, we can live with this amendment and that amendment and that. We will not accept this amendment. Now, we vote on it the next day, but they've already told us they won't accept it.
And what Cassie explained, that's a derogation. That's where Parliament have a say. 85% of all laws are carried without giving us a say. Directly by the civil servants in 300 secret working groups in the council. They proceed from meeting to meeting, agree on a compromise, and we don't see it. Then some of the topics, they come in the public, they come in the Parliament as well. Then we are sitting as members of Parliament with the first draft from the Commission, and behind us we have the students, the Stasias from the permanent representations. They are sitting with document number 17 from the secret working group. We, the elected members of Parliament, have no access to follow the real decision-making process when it is in the Council. Then the Lisbon Treaty say all voting has to be public. Fine, it was established 2 years ago. It's 50 votes a year which are made public that way. The major procedure is secret negotiations in the working groups, and then it's put in the Council as a so-called A point. It means that the fishery ministers' meetings then take a cultural directive without any negotiation. It's just passed with 50 other laws in a meeting. So this public vote has no say. So generally speaking, the European decision-making process is what Mussolini dreamed about. It's a cooperative system, working very well for the corporations, for agriculture. They have a say, they have influence through trade unions, through agricultural lobbyist offices in Brussels. You can buy your influence, you can buy your knowledge on what is going on, but normal citizens and normal members of a parliament, they have no say. It's the national parliaments who are outlawed from their legislative function. And this is our fundamental, most important amendment. That's what we call the democracy principle, that any law decided in Europe has to have a majority in the Dáil or in the European Parliament. You cannot have laws decided by the executive. And this is how it is today, and it's how it will continue. We don't even know the 3,000 secret working groups in the Commission. We even don't know who are on board. We have had a major battle on that over the years, and we will now, from next year, with some derogations, we will have a database where you can at least see who advised the Commission on that and that. But it's still secret for us who advise the Commission, who make the preparation, and it's secret for us who make the laws as long as they are in the 300 secret working groups in the Council.
I'd like to ask any of you on the panel how our heritage is going to be protected for us and for future generations under the Lisbon Treaty.
It's not. It's not. It's compromising.
So thank you, now I know what I signed. I say, thank you, now I know what I signed.
Yes, you do.
Members of Parliament, we don't know what we vote, we don't know what we sign. Not every time. This question on heritage and environment will, on the content, not be touched by the Lisbon Treaty. What will be touched is the Irish representation when the decisions are taken. You will lose your commissioner, you will weaken your voting right with 60% in the council. That's how you will be affected. But the laws will not be changed automatically by the Lisbon Treaty.